Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown, the largest international curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you decided to join us to watch some of the top teams from around the world participate in this event. My name is Jesse Hamonick, and I'm the Vice President and Country Head of Nutrien Ag Solutions Canada. Like farming, curling brings our communities together, and Nutrien Ag Solutions is committed to promoting the diversity of sport within the communities where we work and live. We're so grateful to the Western Showdown team for allowing us to partner with them to bring you this event, and I want to wish you all, the teams, a safe and successful event.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Curling Showdown. We're so glad you've decided to join us to come see some of the world's best curlers participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the Branch Director for RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and support of curling in our community, we're also proud to support the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Curling Showdown, as RBC is committed to working with our community to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the community in which we live. Thank you to everyone on the organizing committee for putting this great event together, and on behalf of RBC Dominion Securities, enjoy the tournament.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
And very warm greetings to you from Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Glad you are with us. It is the women's final of the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Battle of unbeaten teams. It is Eunjung Kim of Korea facing Jolene Campbell of Canada. Should be a beauty. Hans Raunlob here along with you and joined by Sam Steep. Sam, we had a chance to do the semifinal involving Jolene where she really steamrollered Satsuki Fujisawa. But a battle of the unbeaten teams, Team Kim on a roll. This one should be awesome.
Yeah, this should be a great game. Team Jolene Campbell, or at least the team she was playing for, made the final last year in this event, so they must love this building. They are starting without Hammer, which is a disadvantage.
Team Kim does have Hammer here in one. They're playing the Yellowstones. Looking at their road to the final. It was interesting, Sam, even though we're here in the heart of the prairies. This is only the second Canadian team that Team Kim is facing in the competition. They had an opening round win against Holly Duncan. Since then, they've been playing nothing but international teams. But here in the final, head-to-head against Jolene Campbell. In this one, they pull because that one is heading for the guard. No tick zone rule in effect. And so early advantage, Jolene Campbell, even though she doesn't have the hammer here.
Yeah, uncharacteristic miss there. Actually, really wasn't even close. It was going to nose that guard if they let it hit it. So definitely advantage Team Campbell so far.
Sweepers for Team Kim. Cho-hee and Kyung-ae Kim on the lead rock, very alertly saying, oh, well, it's going to crash the guard. We'll just stop the rock. That's why they stopped it.
I really like this freeze tap call. A lot of teams might have hit it in the first end, but Team Campbell knows that they could take a big advantage here if they make this freeze.
Pretty good shot there from Rachel Erickson. Angle's not awesome for Team Kim. Rocketed to international stardom in their home Olympics 2018 in Pyeongchang. I had the pleasure of being in Pyeongchang while that was all happening, and They became national celebrities literally overnight.
Yeah, I remember watching a few viral clips of them and Jennifer Jones, and just a lot of fun to watch that Olympics for sure.
Lovely double clear. That improves the situation considerably for Team Kim. Eight end games. And Sam, as we've watched the tournament go, not uncommon where you've got a lot of aggressive late finish early in the tournament, and as the rocks wear in, just a little bit less finish later you go over the weekend, and be interesting to see how the teams adjust. We saw both teams fighting a little bit for draw weight early in the semifinal. Let's see how it goes here in the big one.
Yeah, they should have a pretty good grasp. They've only been off the ice for about an hour. So it's like you never really got off. It's like the semifinal was a practice and you're ready to go. So I imagine they're going to be pretty strong. Both teams are going to be pretty strong with draw weight and making a lot of shots.
Cho-hee Kim, also known as Cho-Cho.
That was almost
that one off.
If that flashes and hits the red one, all of a sudden Campbell's putting one buried in the center lines and keeps sleeping to touch center guard.
Fastest tick ever. So Abby Ackland lining it up. Jolene Campbell looking for the force here in the first.
Yeah, if a run back's not made, it's almost like a game of chicken. Who's going to play in the rings first? Jolene on her last rock could very well play a hit and roll and sit two and get a force in the first end. That's why they want to keep guarding those red yellow stones.
Doesn't quite cover the red rock. Eunjung Kim. His nickname Annie. Looking for a bit of separation now. Those rocks aren't quite weld frozen, but bad angles. So if you want to score two, you're going to need to unlock them somehow.
Yeah, I think they want to take advantage of that missed guard. I say missed guard because it's not guarding the shot rock. If you can create some separation on that red-yellow combo, all of a sudden you're sitting first and third or second and third and a very lonely red rock.
Kyung-Ae Kim. Looking for a little bump tap. Wanted that one to curl another, another inch would have been fantastic. Still not bad.
Yeah, they would have liked that rock to curl up just a little bit because if they do hit that yellow-red combo, they'll probably drag and hit the yellow in the back 8 foot. So just didn't curl up quite enough. It is still a little scary for Team Campbell.
Abby Ackland being asked to freeze the stone in the back of the 4 foot. Or at least sit in front of it.
Yeah, they're going to want to keep the angle on the right side of the stone, on the center line side of the stone. If it overcurls about an inch, it's okay, because then they won't be able to eliminate both reds.
This one is cozying into the button area. Going to overcurl for the freeze, but it is into the button area, and they're quite wedged in there now, actually. It's not so much of a play anymore for Eunjung to make a play on that yellow. Yellow, red, red's going to go jam. So it's not a bad spot.
If you hit it in the right spot, you should be able to eliminate one of the red stones with the drag effect. But it's close. You're right. It could very well jam, and Team Campbell could be looking at a steal early in this first end.
I think she can just see air on the inside. So should be able to get to nose if that's what they want to do. Now having some second thoughts.
Yeah. At this point, you want to try and open up the scoring area. Right now, your skip has to draw a pin for 1. So, not comfortable with the shot, but I think it's a shot you have to play.
Young lining it up. So often the spark plug on this team, when she's on fire, this team can be unbeatable. Well clear of the guard. They've got contact. Rocks are moving. One red rock pushed outside to the edge of the 12-foot. So that does open up the 4-foot area again. Nice shot. Gives Team Kim some options at least.
Yeah, it's a good shot. It gets them out of jail a little bit. Team Campbell still has the opportunity to make a hit and roll and sit 2 buried behind a center guard. Looks like they're going to throw up weight and try to make the double.
Hit about a half inside and get the sideways jump and try to push that yellow one kind of 90 degrees to the left as we look at it from the overhead.
Yeah, try to push it up and out of the rings. You'd have to throw it pretty hard to get it all the way out. Jolene absolutely has that capability. But as long as you push it far enough to where Team Kim can't use it as a tappable stone or a run back stone, then that's mission accomplished.
Jolene born in Saskatchewan. So this feels a bit like a home game for her.
She made a lot of these in the semifinal. A lot of doubles, a lot of big weight hits. Let's see if she still has it.
Playing big weight. Trying to hit it somewhere in the pocket. Squeezes it by the stone in the back ring. That's pretty darn good. So the hot hand of Jolene Campbell is carried into the final. That one skates forward into the front button area.
Yeah, great shot. Hard to complain about that. It did over curl by a half an inch. May have given Team Kim an opportunity to make a double. It would probably not eliminate the 2 reds. They probably could only throw board and eliminate 1, but they'll leave their shooter in a good spot.
So Eunjung Kim makes her way down to the hack to deliver her first stone of end number 1. They've got the hammer here in the first. Both teams coming into this game 6-0.
Yeah, Team Kim getting ready for the Grand Slam next weekend. Pretty good warm-up, making the final here in Swift Current.
By the guard. And there's 1, there's 2. Very aggressive line read by Kyung-ae, and it pays off. Squirt stones out to the edge of the rings.
It's an incredible shot.
Great separation. Long cross-house double if Jolene wants to take it on, but boy, if you ever miss that, it's a gift too.
The issue is the hit and roll jams. You could bring 3 into play, so you have to play it to make the double or hit and roll the other shot.
They are looking at that possibility of a jam as Abby Ackland checks out the angles. So it feels like Eunjung Kim should have some kind of a shot at 2. May not be an easy one. First things first, though, for Jolene Campbell. After that terrific shot by Team Kim. Facing something quite awkward here in the first. And Sam, I think you nailed it. Really, it's all the worry is about the jam in that stone on the back left as we look on the overhead.
Yeah, it's a tough shot. You can't play for the roll because you'll jam, so you have to play to make the double. And try to make it over the top. When you're looking at these triples or try to avoid jams, you look for a right angle triangle, and that's really close to jamming if you make the... It should go over the top if you make the double, but you can't make the hit and roll under the center guard. You will jam.
Jolene Campbell lines it up. Going to have to be super precise with the contact point here. Risk of jams, risk of going over the top, cross house. Here it comes. Huge weight. Hits goes underneath harmlessly. So it will be effectively an open draw for 2. Young Kim making the most of the hammer here in the first. Terrific setup shot with her first stone. And now looking to cash it in after Jolene Campbell. Just a little bit narrow on that crosshouse double attempt. Goes underneath. So full 12-foot will do it.
Yeah, that was a pretty safe throw. You can't give up 3 in the first end. Giving up 2, is like, obviously it's not great, but keeps you in the game. If you ever miss that thick and jam and give an open hit for 3, you just feel deflated, even though it's only the first end. Tip your cap to Team Kim for making a great shot on her 7 rock and move on. If you're Team Campbell, you're Jolene.
You're exactly right about the impact of a 3, Sam, in the semifinal that we did involving Jolene and Satsuki Fujisawa. It was Campbell that scored the 3 early, and they were off to the races. So you're right. Last thing you want to do is drop 3, and the last thing you want to do is pull the string when you got a free drop or 2. They're working this one hard. They're going to have to get it full 12 to score a coast-to-coast sweep, and it pays off. Bonus points for the front end. Terrific sweep. And they got it all the way there, and it is a 2-pointer for Team Kim, and they lead it in this final 2-0 after 1.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Swift Current is great because everybody that we do business with, we know on some sort of personal level.
What I love about Swift Current is the vibrant arts and culture community.
I really like Swift Current. We are not a big city, but the size of the city is really good and we have everything.
Swift Current is a great sports town, great teams and great fans.
People say, good morning, hi, how are you, even though we don't know each other.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Welcome back to Swift Current. Second end of play in the women's final at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Hans Fraunlaub here along with Sam Steep. Glad you are with us. We know there are fans following Team Kim. They've got fans all around the world, but certainly back home in Korea, where it is about 7:30 in the morning. So if you're enjoying your breakfast coffee and enjoying some curling from Seoul, annyeonghaseyo. Glad you are with us. Your team is leading this one 2-0. Team Campbell has hammer as we enter end number 2.
Just a great shot by skipper of Team Kim that get out of jail. If she misses that by an inch, she's going to have to draw pin against 2. And all of a sudden you have a free draw to the 8-foot for 2 because your first shot was so good. So incredible shot to start this game off.
Eunjung Kim, lead for Team Kim. Ducks one around, just biting front 4. Shortish run, that front stone's on the ring, so it is hittable, doubleable, as Sam says.
Yeah, it's really impressive. They did this in the quarters and the semis. They don't get too aggressive with hammer. They're down 2, but they're not going to chase. Of course, they wanted that one to stick around, but they don't get boxed out, and for good reason. They know their bail points.
Team Campbell with this 6-game winning streak this weekend in Swift Current. Their season's record now 22-14. Jo-hee Kim. Eunjung and Kyung-ae Kim guiding this one towards the front of the rings. It's going to come full 12.
Yeah, a little deeper than they wanted it.
Exactly. Yeah. A little deeper than they would have liked, and close enough and potentially easy future double. So Jolene Campbell saying time to use this corner guard.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised they're not playing the hit and roll. I thought they would, considering they just played it on the first shot. But they're just saying, let's take advantage of this corner guard, and they're going to want to be at least second shot buried here.
Now they're asking to sweep for curl, well by the guard. Sweeping for finish now, trying to hide as much as they can. They'll take it as deep as they can to get that extra bit of curl. And it just finishes just a little bit more than 3/4 buried. Perfect weight.
Yeah, great shot. By Rachel?
Yep, terrific shot. It's Campbell foursome, a true prairie foursome. Players from Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Jo-hee Kim trying to get down to what she can see, which is not much. This one is going to over curl and clip the front stone and spill towards their other stones.
Yeah, there was no risk. Sorry, yeah, no risk in playing that shot.
Yeah, and a real fortunate spin back. Sorry, Sam, for the interruption, but it really just lined the three up. I thought for a second they were going to set up a natural triple, but just with that last bit of spin, it's wedged right in there. So it's going to make it really difficult for Jolene to remove all three. She can get 2 rocks moving for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows the best teams in the world, even when they miss, they miss on the pro side, and there was no risk trying to chase that because you could play the hit and roll in with that guard being so tight to the rings.
Just goes across the top. Might get a little bit of a friendly jam. Not quite. Does it spin back? No, it doesn't. Stays off the rings.
Almost got lucky there. Now, an interesting situation for Team Kim. They could just throw the center guard. They're in a they're up to nothing, but there's a pretty good winner there in the top 4 foot. A little surprised they're hitting. Could keep it simple, eliminate stones. Absolutely, nothing wrong with that. But this does bring the blank into play.
It sticks. Terrific separation, so the force is on. Still a few rocks to come, so we don't want to say the force is in the bag by any means.
There is a triple there. I'm surprised they aren't playing it. They're playing the hit and stick to stay frozen on that yellow stone. The only issue is they're going to be third shot if this shot by Abby's made perfectly.
I think you're right, Sam. Taking a closer look at the angles, there is a potential triple takeout there.
We know how hard Abby can throw it, so I'm surprised they didn't even look at it, but make this right on the nose.
Not quite nose-to-nose freeze, but a little bit of an overlap and awkward angles now for Eunjung Kim to deal with it. You ever nose it and clip it straight back, you could double off your own stone, so be quite careful taking a pass at this one. You need to hit it high side.
Yeah, you don't want to roll out, though, because those 2 yellows are pretty doubleable and pretty makeable shot to blank the ends, so want to keep this shot rock in the rings.
Kyung-A Kim trying to do just that. Makes the hit, spills across. Very nicely done.
No mistake. Team Campbell are going to have to make 2 doubles if they want to get out of this end. Starting with this shot by Abby.
About a 4.5 foot cross house double. Angles there, but not easy.
I believe with the weight they're throwing that they're playing the hit and freeze.
Okay.
So they just want to roll over to that yellow stone. Big sweep by Rachel.
Got the hit, they got the roll, and they've got the freeze. Oh, it just gears over the top. So
That's
close.
So unlucky. Perfectly thrown rock and just overswept a little bit by the line call.
So that leaves Team Kim lying 2. Now the game plan changes a little bit because they're lying 2 in terms of their shot selection.
Yeah, they're just trying to figure out where to put this yellow that they're not going to leave an easy double. The worst place you could put it is leaving it a double and roll towards the red and yellow stones. You don't want Team Campbell to be able to group the stones up.
That's worth winning. 16 grand on the line.
Yeah, thanks to Nutrien Egg Solutions and all the sponsors to this event. it's a great purse for this field, and one of the main reasons why there's so many high quality teams there. Swift Current's been, and everyone at home watching YouTube have been treated to some great curling this weekend.
Eunjung Kim trying to get this into a place that does not set up a double takeout. Sweeper's not laying a brush to this. This one's a little bit heavy. Needs to hang around for third shot. Will it? Yes, it will. Goes the back of the forefoot. Awkward angles for double takeout, so that's not a terrible place, although it does invite a potential freeze if Jolene wants to have a try at something like that.
Yeah, Jolene, I mean, there's no doubles. I mean, that you'll lose your shooter if you play any of the doubles, so your options are freezing or hitting and rolling on top and hoping for a miss. I think if you played the hit and roll that she just called, your red one might stay in the rings, but it's going to be third shot.
Yeah, if you're playing that with a hope of scoring 2 or 3 that way, you're probably going to have to make a triple on your last.
I think you play this shot just to try to bring in, like you said, you might have a double or a thin double for 2 or 3, something like that. And you're kind of obviously hoping for a miss from Team Kim. Hopefully, Jolene's just going to try and hit and roll her shot rock to frozen on the rock in the back forefoot would be ideal. Don't think the front end is sold.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see how this turns into 2.
Yeah, I mean, basically you want to make the hit and freeze. If you make this perfectly, Kim can't roll anywhere. If she tries to hit, she might leave a shot for 2.
If it is the hit and freeze, I can see the input from the front end, because you're saying if you're trying to make a freeze, then throw the freeze.
Could just draw, especially when you're probably going to be drawing against 2 or 3 on your last one. So sometimes it's nice to throw a practice draw, but this is what Skipper wants. So Jolene Campbell trying to make the hit and roll over top of the yellow.
Sarah Krim trying to sweep for curl. They got a piece. They've got the roll. Oh, how good is that?
It's a great shot.
Right in front of the Kim stone. That is a beauty. Terrific, terrific shot.
Called and made. It looked like she had to convince every single teammate to be able to throw that, but she did. She was seeing it. She made a great shot, and for Kim, needs to pick this red stone without losing her back yellow. If she loses her back yellow, then it will be an open hit for 2. So that's the main reason why Jolene called that hit and roll on her first one.
Yeah, terrific execution. And now, as you said, Sam, Eunjung Kim needs to pick this clean. Eunjung Kim trying to hold the line. They cannot clip that back stone. They just tickle it going by. Ooh, that was nervy. Got the job done.
Great shot.
Absolutely. I swear I saw that back rock move, so I think she just grazed it going by at a rate of knots.
So a draw to the forefoot.
Yeah, it will be the force. The force is on. But drawing against 2 here. Forefoot is open for Jolene.
Sweepers calling early that they need the backing.
Sarah Krim in charge, communicating the weight. Now they're playing for the bump, and a good read absolutely by Sarah Krim. Gave crucial input for the line read to get the backing, and the team communications pays off. It is a single point. It is a force. Team Kim lead this final 2-1 after 2.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough? Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea? Great idea. Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Welcome back. We are in Swift Current, and it is the women's final. The Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Eunjung Kim facing Jolene Campbell. Hans Frauenlob here along with Sam Steep. And Sam, I'd like to pick up on something that you said during the last shot in motion of Jolene's that was made for the force. You were remarking how quickly and how crucially Sarah Krim picked up the weight and communicated it, and how important that was to the outcome of the shot. Take us through that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think some people understand that if Sarah and Rachel waited another 2 feet to say that it was heavy, they would have missed that shot and would have given up a steal of 2 and probably would have lost the game. They set it right out of her hand, and great line call from Abby and sweeping from Sarah to execute that shot. It was just a great communication. It's something that takes a long time to learn as a sweeper and a front ender. So it was very impressive.
So props to the front end for Team Campbell. It is a team sport. The skips get an awful lot of the attention, but all 4 players contributing on that crucial shot from Jolene to get the force. Team Kim with hammer here in end number 3 with a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, still advantage Team Kim. They're in a great spot being up on with hammer. Yeah, they're on odd ends, which is unfortunate, but so far they're playing a perfect curling game.
Center guards accumulate. Eunjung is going to see if they're on the center line or not, to see if they're, well, we talked about doubleable, pickable.
Yeah, it's important to know if it's on the center line, because if your draw that you're trying to come around the center line comes up narrow and you hit it off, your rock gets pulled. So it's important to know as a skip, but they're deciding to draw to the wing, and this shot call is basically saying pressure's on you, Team Campbell. We're going to sit 2. And and wait for you to make a great shot to the forefoot before we start bailing.
Eunjung Kim, lead player, wants to get this one past the shot rock and ideally past the tee line. Get it to the tee line. Good sweep. The deeper in the house it goes, the less able Jolene is to come back with a hit and roll.
Yeah, you prefer to have those shots in the back 8 foot just because, just like you said, if Team Campbell decides to make the hit and roll, they're going to be deep into the house. This one stayed just on the tee line, not quite deep enough. So Team Campbell had the opportunity to make the hit and roll, but it's going to over curl and nose it.
Rachel Erickson with the beak. Stone creeps a little bit further forward in the house now.
It's one thing I noticed in the semis and quarters, and now in the final, it's still getting a decent amount of curl to the wings. It does look like it's not finishing as much to the center line, but it's still moving a lot with those board waders inside out. So I'm sure both teams know that. But.
Well, it's a good moment to, again, extend our thanks to the terrific Ice Tech crew. They have been so busy, so many games, so many draws here in Swift Current, but the ice conditions and the rocks have been really good. And that's rewarded us as fans of the game because we get the full range of shots available. And boy, we've seen some great shooting right through this tournament here in Swift Current.
Yeah, they did an incredible job. The draw times have stayed pretty well on time throughout the whole weekend. And that goes for the curlers, who that means they're playing decently quick, but also to the Ice Techs for getting them out on time. It takes an army for an event like this to run. So shout out to the Ice Techs.
Sweeping for curl. This one going to catch that stone a little bit thin and roll completely cross house. Will cling on in the back 12 foot. Team Kim with hammer here. Line one. Got some options. Eunjung saying, well, let's just beat this one. That's far enough away from the action to just leave it there as a bit of a saver.
Yeah, it would have been nice for Team Campbell if that stage shot rock unfortunately rolled a little bit too far.
Boy, this one's snapping late. They're going to lose it, I think. Spills out of the rings. Halfway down, they seem pretty happy with it. Then all of a sudden, it jumped.
Yeah, so this is the make after miss stat that I harped on so much in the semifinal. Team Campbell took advantage of every single miss that they got from Fujisawa in the semi, and this is the first miss from Team Kim this game so far. So let's see if they can take advantage.
Center guards very, very wide and usable for Jolene Campbell. Abby Ackland trying to wrap it around. Great look from the delivery end on how much late finish there is here in Swift Current. And she puts it on the button, fractionally past the tee line, but a very good shot, fully buried.
Great shot, and they don't miss that make after miss stat. That must have been what they've been doing all weekend to get this win streak. It's such a huge part in curling. Great shot by Abby.
That's such a crucial point, Sam. You can't accentuate that enough. At the elite level, you don't get many opportunities when your opponents miss. It doesn't happen very often. So when you do, if you punish it, it really increases your chances. But holy heck, look at that. With one shot, Kyung-Hae Kim kind of blows up the end. Amazing. You can only laugh and smile. I mean, I've seen it from her before. She can just make magic happen sometimes, and wow.
Yeah, just the way those guards were set up, you knew it was going to come back to the rings, but not impressive enough right to the other red one to eliminate all 3 red stones. It's a great shot and a kind of a gut punch to Team Campbell a little bit. You think you're set up good, and then all of a sudden all your reds are gone.
So that brings blank right back on the table, and Team Kim would love to blank end number 3 if they could.
Yeah, if there's no zeros, this end is going to be a blank. Team Campbell originally, sorry to interrupt, Team Campbell originally called the guard, but the team didn't like it. A blank isn't that bad. It's only the 3rd end. Yeah, you lose even ends, but you can go hard for the steal in the 4th or get a force or a blank in the 4th end as well. So you just have to be patient, and that's what they decided to do.
Yeah, no sense taking an unnecessary risk and maybe drop a pair. Reset, reload, get yourself to 4. Nose hit there from Kyung-ae. Switching from the out turn to the in turn. Late high 5. No problem there for Jolene Campbell. Whacks it on the nose.
Yeah, for Team Campbell, though, this is going to be a blank, and they're going to be a little disappointed to lose the even ends. They should go back and remember that they were sitting 1 buried behind center guards, and know that they can do that in the 4th, and say, okay, Team Kim, keep trying to make triples all game. If they do, then tip your cap, and Team Kim deserves to win. But for Team Campbell, keep putting yourself in that situation without hammer, and good things will happen.
That's a good point, Sam. You can be dispiriting when your opponent makes a great shot, but then you do have to just keep reminding yourself, just make sure it's always high degree of difficulty for them, and sooner or later, maybe you'll break through. And if you don't, then, as you say, nothing but respect. If your opponent is making 10, 15%ers all day long, then it's not going to happen for you, is it?
Yeah, a great hit and roll. Even in an open end like this, when you just need to hit and stick into the ring, she rolls all the way to the other side of the rings to make this a brand new path for Jolene Campbell. Kim, on fire, has yet to miss, in my opinion.
In the semifinal, Jolene Campbell was absolutely on fire. We really kind of steamrollered Setsuki Fujisawa. But not unexpectedly, 2 teams coming in here 6-0. Both of the skippers playing very well indeed. Jojo Kim just taking care of the slide path.
Yeah, sorry everyone for the cameras not looking at the house, but I'm sure that will be fixed pretty quickly. Looks like it's going to be a peel attempt for the blank here for Team Kim. And she's
the beak
gonna
of
stuff.
death.
Yeah.
So it is a cheap force for Jolene Campbell as Eunjung Kim beaks the peel attempt and takes a point.
I've been farming on my own right for 40 years now, I think. It's a very wholesome enterprise. You have very, very busy periods when you have to go hard. So many of our windows are so tight that you just can't afford to miss a couple days of seeding.
When a producer places their trust in us, that when it's time for them to be able to make their living, we're going to be there. That's a tremendous responsibility that is not a one-day-a-year thing, right? In order to actually deliver on that, you have to build your processes and you have to build your team and you have to have a mindset of operational excellence, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And it's our job to make sure that they don't go wrong. Or if they do go wrong, that we can fix it before it affects our customer.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
Fourth end underway here in Swift Current. It is the women's final of the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Maybe a slight advantage swinging back to Jolene Campbell, and although she is trailing by 2, that the beak on the peel attempt on the blank gives them last rock in the even ends, and maybe a chance, Sam, if she can manufacture a pair to kind of grab a little bit of control in this game that they really haven't had control of at all up until this point.
Yeah, we could see a little bit of a momentum shift now that it's 3-1. If this is hit and rolls made behind 2 corner guards, you're set up quite well early in this end, and Team Kim having a couple of misses. Surprising misses, for sure. The way things are set up, they're going to have to play around these corner guards all end.
Joey Kim lining it up.
Yeah, it's funny as a curler when you get a free force like you just did for Team Campbell, you can sense a momentum shift. Even though you're still down 2, it kind of gives you a little bit of life. Makes you feel pretty good, and now they have a hit and roll to behind corner guards to set up for their deuce.
Rachel Erickson only has to roll this one about 2.5 feet to really set up a potential 2. This one's really making a move, though. I think it's going to over curl and catch it thin and spill. Will it stay in the rings is the question. And the answer to that question is no, it will not.
Just rolled out. Decision time for Team Kim. Do you play the double peel or do you draw? In my opinion, those are, even though it's covering the full forefoot, they do seem like corner guards. You like this call, Hans?
Well, I don't mind. I never mind trying to hide behind something if what you're going for is force, but you do take a lot of risk if you ever slide past T. You're basically inviting a 3, so don't mind a little bit of a pressure just to try and neutralize the corner guards a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you. You're in no risk right now, so why not draw? It is a little tempting to throw the peel because you're okay with a blank this end. Because that rock staying in the top 12 is basically a guard.
Jolene Campbell agreeing with that assessment, saying, yeah, it's high enough in the rings. Let's see if we can whip one around. Trying not to look at that as they're playing.
For a
we could have a
Canadian
reminder.
team, yeah. For a Canadian team, it's like playing the Brier and the Scotties and the trophies right beside you. You just try not to look at it.
Exactly. Try not to think of a purple elephant, right?
Yeah. Just let everyone know at home, it is 3-1 for Team Kim. We're just having technical difficulties with our score.
That one goes back 4 foot. Maybe a corner hidden.
Yeah, left it in not the best spot. Team Kim could play the freeze and really shrink the scoring area. It looks like they're playing the hack to Bork waiter though.
Choi Kim. Apologies. Kyung-A Kim. Down to third stones. Nothing to hang around, and it will.
I'm a little surprised they didn't want to play the freeze. I know they're up 2, but Team Campbell's not wanting to blank this end. They're going to throw the draw around the top 12 stone all end until they make it perfectly.
Kyung-A Kim accepting congratulations from Cho-hee. Kyung-A having a very good game.
Abby's turn to try and make this draw around the top 12 stone.
In-turn draw come around attempt here for Abby Ackland. Top 8, we hear from the sweepers. So they're going to have to go really hard to get this one around that top stone. Curling as it's dying and comes to rest. Well, have they got second shot? I think they do. Maybe just out counting that one at the back.
Does look like it's second shot. That's a great sweep. If that's short, that's a center guard, then Team Campbell could get into a lot of trouble. So great sweeping from Rachel and Sarah.
And even though it's come up short, it's really in an awkward angle. It's kind of corner frozen, and if you go across and somehow squeak the guard to try and punch it through, jamming on the back all day. So
yeah, Team Kim can't eliminate it.
Exactly. So Kyung-A Kim, as she lines it up in the hack, will be asked to draw around that red one.
The only problem with it resting the way it is now it is staggered, and if Team Kim can draw this to the top button, Team Campbell could be in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, again, Young and Cho-hee jumping this one out of hand. They thought it was light, and I think probably more worried about the line than the weight. they're by now. And that one will come to rest in the back of the button. Another terrific shot from Kyung-Hae Kim. Fully buried.
Yeah, great shot.
She's having one of those games. I've seen them before. She gets on a roll and gets lights out, and this team becomes very hard to beat.
She is certainly winning. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, she's certainly winning the Battle of the Vices right now. But a big shot here for Abby. If she can make this hit and roll, Team Campbell will be sitting second and third shot.
Yeah, good chance to spring two onto the rings here. Might be over curling a fraction. Springs the red. Is it going to go across the top? A little spin back. Pretty good result. Shot stone is covered, but under threat from that stone front 12 foot.
It's a pretty good result. They still are able to run that red one back to the shot stone. It's still there. It did overcurl a little bit, but still shot made. They're still sitting second shot anyways. They wanted to sit second and third, but decent outcome.
The red run back onto the shot rock, though, will not be sitting on the rings and be outcounted potentially by that yellow stone back 12.
Yeah, interesting decision for Team Kim. You can play the nose-nose. You can pick it out of the rings like they are. You could draw to the top 4 foot, but that does leave Team Campbell with the short run back, so... Being up 2 points, they're deciding to pick the second shot stone out of the back 12.
Well, we saw Eunjung make a really nice pick going the other way with the considerable help of her sweepers. Trying to do the same here. Pick off the red, leave themselves lying 1-2. Pretty gentle way she's playing at it, though. Are they content?
Looks like they're trying to keep their shooter. Yeah, they're trying to keep their shooter and sit second shot.
So they
That's
do just
exactly
that.
what they do. It's a great call because it takes that rock in the top 12 totally out of play.
The reason for that, Sam, just because the angles have changed on the two stones behind?
Yeah. Yeah, yellow being shots 1 and 2, and the run thin double is there, but not easy. It's a great call to keep your shooter and did what they just did. So forces Team Campbell to draw the top of the button here around their red in the top 12. Still a chance for 2.
The legendary skipper's deuce. Still a possibility for Jolene Campbell if she can sink one here onto the button. Wherever you are in the world, we are glad that you are with us. It is the women's final of the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. 2 teams coming into this game 6-0. Jolene Campbell and Eunjung Kim battling it out for the top prize here in Swift Current.
This is a big moment in the game. If this comes up light, you're likely giving up a steal. There's no room for error for Jolene Campbell on her 7 rock in the 4th end.
And that 7 rock is on its way. They like the line. And now they're going to sweep for curl. Oh, that is an absolute pistol from Jolene Campbell. Terrific shot.
Yeah, it's a great shot. They knew not to be totally frozen. If they were frozen on the back yellow, they would have left the pin open and could have given up a steal. This guarantees their 1 point and might have a draw for 2.
Big smile and congratulations accepted by Jolene. She's done what she can. Is trying to set up a 2. Now Eunjung Kim will try to neutralize it by following that one right down and sitting on top of it. But just as Jolene had no room for error on her shot, same story for Eunjung. This has to be welded perfect. Otherwise, still very much a chance for 2 for Team Campbell.
These two skips have been trading shots back and forth all game long. Let's see if Kim can follow her down here.
Well by the guard. Line is not the problem. Now sweeping for curl, trying to get to nose. Oh, terrific. Back to back. It's like a heavyweight title fight. Blow for blow. Fantastic shooting by both skips. And now just a piece of the button to draw to for Jolene Campbell.
Yeah, and this is going to be really close. She just threw the pin. You are a foot wider ice, so this is going to be a new path. But with the 2 sweepers that Jolene has, this is going to be really close. She needs at least half the button for her 2 points.
Yeah, great look from the overhead. She's going to have to come in the side door, but there is just enough room on the button. If she can get by the stone just delivered by Eunjung to cozy one in there, she's going to have to throw it cold. But if she can sit it on the tee line, there is the chance for a 2 here for Jolene Campbell. Here it comes. Back 4 right now, say the sweepers. They think it's a fraction heavy. It's getting better. Well, back 8. So they're just going to have to wait for this one as long as they can. And that one saw how much it curled at the end. Dove over and clipped the top stone, so it's a terrific force from Team Kim. Single point for Jolene Campbell. We hit the halfway mark in the women's final. Terrific force. Team Kim lead it, and they'll take the hammer into 5, leading it 3-2.
I've got the bill.
Well, now I've got the tip.
Standard tip increased 2% this year.
That's why I keep you around. So, corn's looking great. Well, our crop plan is working.
And we locked in that input financing at the perfect time.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough? Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea? Great idea. Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
And a warm welcome back to Swift Current, Saskatchewan. It is the women's final of the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Eunjung Kim taking on Jolene Campbell. Team Kim with the hammer and a 1-point lead as we start end number 5. Wherever you are in the world, we are glad that you are with us. Tom Straunlub alongside Sam Steep. Sam back-to-back terrific freezes as we see some of the Korean coaching staff and supporters here in Swift Current watching the action. And after that terrific force in this arm wrestle, slight advantage Team Kim as we enter end number 5.
Yeah, up one with hammer is a good spot. You don't have even ends yet. You still haven't won the scoreboard battle when it comes to even ends, but very comfortable position being up one with hammer.
And I go back to those skip stones in the previous end. Jolene Campbell made a terrific draw, sitting it right on the button, and then Eunjung came right down on top of it. Just 2 sensational shots, and Jolene with a very tough half the button attempt couldn't quite pull it off. But boy, oh boy, what terrific shooting we were seeing here today.
Yeah, I do want to mention it was a great audible by Team Campbell. They knew it was back 4, back 8 weight, and they needed a wick, and a great line call by Abby to try and wick and get their 2 points. It still rolls a little bit too far, but a good heads-up play. Really important for this rock to stay frozen on the nose. Does bounce a bit, but still leaves their rock in a good spot.
Pretty good stone there from Rachel Erickson. There's Rachel admiring her work.
I'm a little surprised Team Kim isn't running up to peel that center guard. If they wanted to blank in this end, I feel like they would have thrown the peel right now.
Well, they seem to be very, very comfortable with rocks in play, even in the danger zone. That's their style, so I think you're right, Sam. Conventional wisdom might say, all right, rip the front, keep the blank alive, but Team Kim, every time they've got the hammer, they're thinking multiple. Doesn't matter what end of the game it's in. This one's got a lot of curling to do, though. Making a bit of a move now. It's going to get some contact. Grazes red, spills. Unlocks that red-yellow a bit. Doesn't quite get air between red and yellow, but changes the angles enough that they might be able to make some kind of a play on it a little bit later in the end.
Yeah, stumps Jolene Campbell a little bit. Jolene didn't expect them to be heavy and wick like they did. There's no easy hit and roll under. If you play the hit on the yellow and the edge of the forefoot, you're going to hit the one in the top of the forefoot and not be buried, and you might leave a pretty easy double for Team Kim to sit 2 or 3.
So sensing the danger, Abby Ackland and Rachel Erickson come up to consult.
I'm a big fan of the freeze, even a freeze tap. It's early in the end. Your goal is to force or to steal. You don't necessarily need to hit.
But if you do make that choice, Sam, you are assuming not inconsiderable risk of the yellow stones remaining in the rings and your opponent with the hammer. So if you're thinking freeze, you better make it. But I agree. Terrific shot to keep the force alive.
Yeah, you're just running out of ends. You can't be too defensive now. You're in the 5th end. You have draw weight. You're only on second stones. I think the freeze or the freeze tap is is absolutely the call, and that's what they're doing. You need to take a little bit of calculated risks now.
Yeah, no doubt. A little bit of an edge to Team Kim right now, so Jolene aware of that. It's been a terrific tournament for both teams. Of course, you'd say that, both teams reaching the final, but for them both to reach the final with an unblemished record, that's quite an accomplishment. 25 teams were in the women's event. They were divided into 5 pools of 5, so they played a 4-game round robin in their pool in the preliminary phase. Both teams went unbeaten in their pools. And this one comes up short. It is in the front of the 12-foot circle. Offers a little bit of protection in terms of runs to the red, but not what they were looking for, Sam.
Yeah, it's going to work out. It's going to make Team Kim throw the peel, just because if Team Kim ignores the 2 center guards, then Jolene Campbell has a get-out-of-jail-free card on her last couple of stones and maybe even steal this.
Well, an error from Team Kim. They feather the front guard. They get very fortunate on the jam and then roll their own stone into the back 8-foot. That changes the complexion of this end enormously.
I'm still trying to figure out if they got lucky or that was just a bad miss. It could have worked out for them.
Well, considering the contact point on the front stone and kind of what the result was, they're really fortunate to keep that stone back 8. That keeps a multiple alive for me. If that one skates out of the rings, I think Team Kim's in all kinds of hurt as a consequence of that shot. So
yeah, for a miss, you're right. Definitely a little bit of luck on their side there, not eliminating that back yellow stone. Still a little bit of danger for Team Campbell. I like that they're not throwing a heavyweight hit. They're deciding to just play the tap on that top red one. Try to shrink the scoring area as much as possible.
Abby and Jolene sharing a laugh down the sheet. They're talking about how hard to tap it. So they seem to have dialed in the weight choice. Abby resets. Sweeper say it's got lots of weight. Jolene Campbell saying this one's over curling.
That's going to work out for them.
I was going to say, that is an awesome result. 2 red stones, front 4-foot. Now all kinds of trouble. Eunjung Kim, if she wants to maneuver those red stones out, jams everywhere you look.
Yeah, they know that they need to get rid of.
Did I mean to do that?
Yeah. It worked out for them. She knew that you could miss a little narrow and nose. The only way you was a bad miss was just peeling your own reds. So a great result for Team Campbell. And for Team Kim, they know they need to get rid of this red in the top 4-foot. That is their problem stone. Not easy to get rid of it without jamming, but they know they need to move it.
Exactly. Jams everywhere you look.
So even though Team Kim is sitting 2, they're a little nervous about the situation they're in right now on this end.
Totally. I'd be very nervous if I was them right now. Promotable reds everywhere you look. So it is down to Kyung-A Kim. Try and extricate them out of a little bit of a jam here, even though they are lying 2, and even though they have the hammer. Makes the hit, but it will jam on the back stone. Does leave them lying 1-2. But now a nice inviting hit and roll pocket possibility for Team Campbell as Kyung-A accepts the high five from Cho-hee.
Looks like they're sitting 1-2-5, which is important for Team Campbell to know that they don't necessarily need to hit and roll off this yellow. They could just draw to the top button, but they want to move it so Team Kim can't use it later on in the end.
Exactly what I was thinking, Sam. The only reason that you would make some kind of a play on that is knowing that it is a usable rock, even though it's in 5th shot position right now. Well, in the words of Ron Burgundy, this escalated quickly.
It really did. Needs to move.
They are now just across nose. How far is the roll going to go? Sits in 4th shot position. So Team Kim still lying 2 after all the smoke clears.
They're lying too, but they're in a scary situation.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Terrifyingly scary.
Yeah, one good shot from Team Campbell, and they could easily steal one here. So that's why Team Kim's discussing the run back. Even if you run back and lose one of your shot stones, if you move that red off the top 8 foot, you're going to put yourself in a lot better situation than you're in right now.
So it does look like Kyung-A is going to be asked to make a play on the guard stone in front of the rings. Taking some risk, but as Sam pointed out, if you don't do something with it, chances of a steal go way up.
Yeah, and when your vice can throw as hard as Team Kim's vice can, it's just super important to keep that front clear. Make sure skipper has an open shot for at least one.
Looks like Kyung-A gave that one a little bit of a start. They're on it right out of hand. This one's over curling. Picks off the yellow, moves the red. Those stones behind the tee line are living a charmed existence.
Yeah, not the result they wanted, and it looks like Team Kim's only sitting 1 now.
Yeah, and that 1 is an endangered species.
Yeah. Both shots are tempting that they just illustrated with their brooms, Jolene and Abby. Really tempting to make the tap to the top button and force Team Kim to make a good double. In my opinion, that's the call. You could eliminate the yellow stone and throw the hack waiter around the corner guard and sit 1st shot and 3rd and 4th shot and 5th. But I would be really tempted to throw the tap like they're looking at right now.
Intriguing 5th end in the women's final here in Swift Current. This end has gone pretty much everywhere. Had great shots, had weird shots, jams, angles, and we are not done yet. More to come here in the 5th end before we know who's going to prevail in this particular end. Only good news here for Team Kim. She got the hammer. Other than that, you're feeling very, very uneasy right now.
Yeah, they don't like the situation they're in at all, and I don't blame them.
I wouldn't like it.
No, it's pretty important call here for Team Campbell. I really do like the tap, and that's what they decided to play. It looks like.
How far forward is perfect, Sam, on the tap?
Well, no matter how far you tap it, you're going to see Team Kim try and make the double. So you would like to create a decent amount of space. If you could put this on the tee line or even full back forefoot, you create as much space as possible. You know Team Kim's going to throw the double anyways.
And also maybe the further back in the forefoot you take it, you increase the chance of the jam on that stone in the back 8 in the process. So let's see where Jolene puts it.
You can also put this on the top button where if Team Kim decides to throw the run back, it could jam on their shot stone as well. So 2 options here.
Rachel Erickson, Sarah Krim communicating the weight to Abby Acklin in the house. Sweeping for curl now. This one has got a lot of curling to do to make a straight back tap. Catches it on an angle. Pushes it in, I think, just for shot. But looks like it is open for Eunjung Kim to take a pass at. And there you get a look from the delivery end. Still needed to curl another half a rock, I think, Sam.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it out loud, but it did look like too much ice. For the weight you needed to throw to make the tap, you needed to tighten the broom up a little bit more. Advantage for Team Kim here. If they hit this right on the nose, they're going to be first and third and maybe even fourth shot.
Coaching staff taking notes. They got a lot to write down this end.
It's been an exciting end for sure.
Eunjung Kim with her first stone of the 5th end. Looking to somehow navigate the red stone nearly straight back. They are by. They punch it through. They just tickle their own. Again, that yellow stone. It's like the ultimate survivor there in the back ring that's been kind of nudged and moved around at least 3 times. Yellow spill across, and so crucially for Team Kim, 3rd shot, not 2nd shot.
Yeah, I'm not in love with the shot that Jolene's motioning at. If you played the thin hit and roll with controller board weight, you could squeeze your red out of the 8-foot. And if you don't roll behind that red one in the top 8-foot, you could leave a hit for 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think I spoke too soon as Abby patted the brush on top of the red stone. The yellow stone is actually 4th shot, not 3rd shot, and that can really influence the shot choice.
I really like the tap call. They're going back to this thin hit and roll. If you make the tap to the full 4-foot, Kim has no choice but to make the double for 1.
Absolutely intriguing 5th end. It's been like a 4,000 piece puzzle trying to figure out how this one fits together to paint a picture of something for either team. Jolene trying to avoid anything that could give Eunjung Kim a shot for 2.
Yeah, I don't think the team's in love with the wick and roll under. Just like me, your red one could squeeze out. All of a sudden, Team Kim will have a hit basically for the win.
Long guard doesn't help because Eunjung would have the wraparound to hit a piece of the 4 for 2, so that's not really an option. So that means the play needs to come somewhere into the stones, and those stones clustered on so many weird and wonderful angles. There's kind of danger everywhere you look.
It doesn't matter what you play. There's danger. So like the best optimal shot is the tap. If you could tap this right on the nose to the 4-foot, you basically secure a force if this is made perfectly. Your other option, you could draw to the back 4-foot. You'll leave Team Kim a hack waiter for 2. It looks like they came to in my opinion, the right decision.
And that, in your view, Sam, is the tap?
Yeah.
Looking to promote the red stone forward. Huge moment in this game. Potential 3-point swing, really, depending on the result of this shot. Jolene Campbell lines it up.
Big sweep from Sarah. Line looks a little closer on this shot.
Trying to tap it straight back. That is pretty good. That's pretty good.
Fantastic.
Tiniest of corners on the outside, but if Eunjung goes and chases shot rock, it's only going to be a shot for 1, so job done for Jolene Campbell. Terrific little tap under pressure. And now Eunjung Kim has no other option than to play the double and take the 1. It would be a terrific force, and it's not a foregone conclusion that it's going to be a force because the steal is still a possibility. Straight back jam. Jolene Campbell could steal.
Yeah, big shot to keep the advantage in the game.
Absolutely. Eunjung Kim. One and blows it by, so it is a steal for Jolene Campbell. Wow, what an end and what a turnaround. This game is now absolutely anybody's game. Steal of 1 for Jolene Campbell, and we are tied after 5 in Swift Current.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster. Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Swift Current is great because everybody that we do business with, we know on some sort of personal level.
What I love about Swift Current is the vibrant arts and culture community.
I really like Swift Current. We are not a big city, but the size of the city is really good and we have everything.
Swift Current is a great sports town, great teams and great fans.
People say, good morning, hi, how are you, even though we don't know each other.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Welcome back to Swift Current. It's the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown, the women's final. Jolene Campbell, Eunjung Kim, deadlock at 3 after that big steal of 1 in an enthralling fifth end. Team Kim carries hammer here into the 6th, and I guess the good news for them, Sam, is giving up the steal. You've still got hammer in the even ends tied up. So even though you'd be disappointed on the miss on the last rock of the previous end, after you take a breath and consider things, you're thinking, we've still got a pretty reasonable position in this game. You just have to execute.
That's exactly it. They're still statistically the favorites to win this game, and they have even ends with hammer tied. So they're going to try and do their best at having a goldfish brain and forget about that end and focus on this one and scoring the deuce.
Try and forget also about the $16,000 at stake.
Probably doesn't help that they see the camera zoom in on it from time to time, maybe, but it's awesome from Nutrien Ag Solutions to make this event possible. It's a fantastically run event, great ice making, and a lot of great shot making by the teams. And 2 of the best women's teams in the event, both being undefeated in this final. And we're treated to a great final so far.
Shout out to Sarah Krim, setting up the end perfectly for Team Campbell. We've got those stones lined up on the center. This one may clip that center guard. Actually push it onto the center line. They do manage to creep that stone onto the front ring, but Eunjung will not be happy with that shot.
She won't be happy. It was a great sweep just for that to touch the rings. It could be, that very well could be their second point or third point. So good sweeping to get it into the rings. But you're right, it's still advantage Team Campbell. They have a draw around 2 center guards to the top of the button, and they're going to be going hard for a steal, just like they were in the 5th end.
Rachel Erickson trying to come around.
Sweeper's not liking it.
No, they backed right off. This one is heavy. We'll stick around in the back 8 foot, but that's about 4 feet more than they wanted. Cuts down the scoring area, though, for Eunjung Kim. And she's seen enough.
Yeah, I think a pivotal point in the end, in the 5th end, is that Kim didn't peel the center guard as soon as she could have. And that really brought play into the rings, into the center, and ended up being one of the reasons why they gave up the steal. Obviously, great shot making from Team Campbell, but not making the same mistake twice.
Go Heat Kim trying to peel, and that's executed well.
Yeah, it looks like with them carving it, looked like they wanted to make the hit and roll to a corner guard, but ends up rolling out.
Exactly, it wasn't traditional super big peel weight. Stack him up, says Jolene Campbell. Asking for that card to be replaced, I think.
Yeah. Too early to go to the top 4 foot or top button. Right now they're in a decent situation. I think they're going to throw the center guard probably 2 or 3 more times.
Well, particularly with the shot rock back button. It's always going to be freezable.
This guard needs to guard the red in the top 12 because that's their important shot rock.
Well, they do get it across the hog line, but they do not cover the stone in the top of the 12-foot. So it is accessible now for Eunjung Kim. And she is going to use the opportunity to deal with it right now. Team Kim originally from the Korean city of Uiseong. They've now moved to Gangneung, which is the host city of the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics. They enjoyed so much success.
I guess that makes a lot of sense. You get comfortable in the city that you're going to be playing your biggest games of your career in.
Straight back, clips, spills. So they knock their stone out of shot rock position, but they do open things up in and around the 4-foot, and they do have second, third, and fourth shot clustered around the rings. They do have hammer here in 6. Are they just laying the trap here, Sam?
Yeah, for Team Campbell, it's tempting to eliminate some stones just because you're not down anymore. You're tied. You're okay with giving up 1. You can't give up 2 or 3. That most likely means you're going to lose the game. So very tempting to hit. I would be very tempted to throw a draw as well, or a guard if you wanted to be really aggressive. But to my first point, I think they know that they're in a good spot. Why not eliminate 2 of the yellow stones and sit first and third shot after this?
Abby Ackland being asked to try the double takeout. Well, on and off, she must be close. There's 1, there's 2. Nice double takeout by Abby Ackland.
Yeah, they were actually trying to hit it thin enough where they would have rolled into second shot. They didn't quite do that, but still a great shot from Abby.
There is Abby. Going for the lip moisturizer. Can get pretty dry out there, especially here on the prairies.
She must have heard me when I said that she was losing the battle of the vices, because ever since I said that, she hasn't missed a shot.
Sam Steep turning it around for Abby Ackland by a little prod. Kyung-A Kim, her opposite number now into the hack. Making a play at the stone of the back 8, Sam?
Yeah, going to hit and sit 2. Try to roll behind the red in the top 12-foot. That center guard is so high, it's basically useless. You can throw a hack waiter around it and nose any stones. So it is a little bit of advantage for Team Kim right now if this sticks around.
Well, a bit of an error there. Well, they do. Does that third stone hang on the back 12-foot? Another look from the overhead. Pushed it away from the rings. I don't know if it clung on the rings or not.
It does look in. Looks pretty close. So I'm going to say it's in anyways.
That
doesn't change. Sorry, doesn't change Team Campbell's shot.
Exactly. They're always going to be playing the stone further ahead in the rings. So you'd have to chalk that up as a miss for Kyung-A. Abby Ackland looking to punish that miss, and Sam, you've said throughout the semifinal and the final, Jolene Campbell and co. up till now have been very, very effective at punishing a miss. Once again, they do exactly that. Get a perfect roll right in front of that backstone, neutralizing it.
Yeah, my assumption is they've been doing that all week, all weekend long. If they're 6-0, they keep making that make after miss stat is at 100%. It feels like just incredible shot making. Does leave a freeze opportunity for Team Kim. This is a tough draw. You're playing really wide. This path probably hasn't been used in a while.
There is a real art So just intuitively knowing, even though you haven't thrown across a path, how much to adjust. Kyung-ae being asked to go quite wide around the pile to try and hide behind some cover here and keep a 2-end alive. This one is over curling. It is all over the front stone. Clips it, spins, and actually winds up in shot rock position. So very well swept, but wide open.
Yeah, the weight was pretty close, but it curled a little more than I expected, and that's what sometimes happens when you get into a little bit of a frostier spot on the sheet. Might pick up a little bit more curl.
So now the calculations for Jolene Campbell change a little bit. Now it's a little bit less against defending against the 2 and a little bit more towards making the force tougher, obviously, but you get your roll into a decent place. You know, you could dare to think about stealing. And Sam, you said off the top of the end, statement of the obvious, but this would be an enormous end for them to steal.
Yeah, I mean, both teams want to score in this end. If you make this hit and roll and bite the edge of the forefoot, Kim will have no choice but to try and make the double. And even if she makes the double, she's not going to be shot rock unless she touches all 3 reds.
Jolene Campbell looking for the inside roll. There's the hit. There's the roll. And it rolls all the way across and half behind the long guard. Sitting back button. Brings the play into the button area.
Yeah, the way they called that line call looked like they were wanting to draw or wanting to hit and roll behind their center guard, not behind the rock in the top 12 foot. They didn't want to leave a triple, and that's what I assume.
Yeah, no, they were absolutely asking Sarah to sweep for curl. So you're exactly right. They were looking for that long roll. Eunjung Kim saying, yeah, what if we just sit on top of it? Generate a 2 that way. Tiny little bump nudge. Brave call, but maybe the only one. But how do you get there?
Yeah, I think the shot is what they're tapping with their brooms right now. I think you have to make the hit and roll behind the red in the top 12 foot. That's probably your best chance of scoring 2. You need to hit this stone. If you play the freeze, I mean, Jolene Campbell's probably just going to throw a guard up. So
this be one of these situations, Sam, considering we're playing in 6, where you don't want to kind of concede that you're not going to score 2, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking scoring is way more important. So in terms of your leave on this one, it's as much about making sure that you can score as it is around getting cover and hoping that you can get a miss and score 2.
Yeah, your main objective of this hit and roll is to be shot rock. You can't hit and roll out. If you hit and roll out, Team Campbell will have the opportunity to make a draw in the top 4 foot around their center guard.
Looking for the roll, but is it going to be too thin? Yes, it will. It's going to spill across the top and roll out of the rings. That is a misread and a huge opportunity now for Jolene Campbell to lock in the force. I'm really surprised by that. That's a major sweeping call error, I think.
Yeah, it's a missed line call. It looked like the Skip and Vice were fighting back and forth on whether to curl it or not. It did look like just a blatant miscommunication by the sweepers and the line callers. That looked, maybe it was a little heavy. Maybe they wanted board weight, and the line caller thought it was board, so they thought it was gonna curl up, and it didn't. It was just a miscommunication and a big shot in a big moment of the game.
Absolutely. So now the force is pretty much in the bag. Chance to attack now for Jolene Campbell. Got that long center guard, but does offer a chance to get some protection, maybe top forefoot, doesn't want to leave some kind of a crazy triple, but great opportunity now for Jolene.
Yeah, if you can put this just biting top forefoot, you'll make Team Kim throw the same kind of hack to board waiter for one. And as we saw on her first rock, not an easy shot.
Sweepers like the weight. Line reader likes the line. That's an awfully good combination. Keeping it moving. This one's dragging down a little bit now. It's going to stay relatively high in the rings. And they do get it in the rings for shot rock, and they do brush it nearly all the way to the forefoot. Fully behind cover. That is an excellent shot from Jolene Campbell.
It's a perfect shot. They see maybe a quarter of the stone. It is a very high guard, but scary to chase. So it doesn't look like they're going to. It looks like they're going to try and draw the forefoot. They're just trying to pick a path. It's interesting. Skipper already decided the draw, and the vice is
I'm throwing the draw.
still looking at the hit.
Kyung wants to play the hit, and Eunjung wants to draw.
It's an interesting dynamic. Normally, if Skipper's made a decision, you kind of just go and hold the broom like you're supposed to as a vice, but looks like she won the argument.
Boy, oh boy. Well, settle in, folks. Fasten your seatbelts. Game on the line here, I think. Eunjung Kim.
Yeah.
I think the guard here.
Yeah.
Oh, now.
Skipper did not like the hit.
No.
You have to throw what you're comfortable with. She just missed a hack to board waiter. Maybe that's in her head a little bit. She wants to throw the draw. If you get a bite of the 8-foot at least, you're only going to give up one, but needs to bite the forefoot for 1 point here in the sixth end.
That's kind of where I was at, Sam. You try and play the tap and the hit. You flick the top one, you drop 3, and you're wondering what the heck happened on the draw. Hopefully, worst case, you drop 1, but Sweeper's on it straight out of hand, and they are worried about this. They're by the guard, but this one looks really light. It is going to over curl, and it is going to be a steal of 1, I believe, or have they got it there somehow? No, they don't. It is a steal of 1 for Jolene Campbell. Wow. Back-to-back steals for Team Campbell, and after an incredible arm wrestle, after 6 ends of play, they now have the advantage in this women's final at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown in Swift Current.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough? Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea? Great idea. Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Welcome back to Swift Current. It is the women's final, and it has been an intriguing back and forth game. Jolene Campbell with back-to-back steals has seized control of this game by the narrowest of margins. Eunjung Kim trying to get the momentum back after having it early, but now it seems to be Team Campbell in the ascendancy, and Hans Frauenheim along with Sam Steep. Sam, you can't actually see momentum, but you can feel it, and the momentum is now shifted absolutely in favor of Team Campbell.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it goes back to that stuffed blank attempt earlier in the game. If you make the blank and switch to even ends in the fourth for Team Kim, then they would have had a huge advantage. But nosing that has been the start of the momentum change and been the difference so far.
That beak attempt, or that beak on the or on the clear rather, was back in the third end, and since then they've been scrambling. You're exactly right.
You just felt the momentum change, even though they gave their high fives and all that. You can just kind of feel it. We're not there in the building, but feels like we are, and you can kind of sense the momentum is all Team Campbell right now.
So one stone of Team Kim biting the front forefoot, but overlapped guards all over the show, and so Jolene Campbell says to Rachel Erickson, let's hide one around the pile.
Don't change what isn't broken. They've been doing that the last two ends.
Exactly. If it's working, keep doing it until your opponent shows you that they can deal with it.
This looks light. It's a big sweep.
This one will come up short. Grazes and spins and does defend that button area. It's going to make the clear a little bit more difficult for Eunjung.
Yeah, an interesting situation now. I mean, you want to peel to keep the blank alive and for the center line to not be as messy as it is. But no easy double peels right now. Looks like red onto red in the top 12 foot is very tempting to throw. But it just opens up the draw path for Team Campbell.
Seem to have settled on hitting the high side of this stone just delivered by Rachel. So ping, ping, take the two reds out and remove at least one little bit of threat.
Well, for Team Kim, the end goal is anything but a force to one. You will accept a steal of one. You don't like it, but you'll accept it. And you'll accept two or three, obviously. So anything but a steal of one, or anything but a force is what their goal is right now.
Nice shot there by Cho Cho, is she known to her teammates? Cho Hee Kim.
Does leave a staggered center guard, though.
It is, but they do have their own stone behind it. So it is keeping the opportunity of a multiple alive here for Team Kim. And if Team Campbell decides to go around as they are choosing to, they are accepting some risk. But as you said, Sam, Team Campbell, this is all about the force. May the force be with them.
Yeah, for Team Campbell, they want to force. I mean, they're okay with giving up two. What a great shot by Rachel there.
Absolutely. Three-quarter buried as we look at it from the delivery end.
The nice thing for Team Kim, this red-yellow combo might jam on the red of the side of your screen and sit third shot. That's almost just like a cherry on top of your sundae. It might not happen, but you would like it to.
Calling sweeping right out of hand. This one is turned in blows it by. Gets no contact on the front stone, so their second shot survives, but not a great throw there by Cho-hee Kim.
I think a little early for this corner freeze call. Maybe would have liked a guard. If you ever miss this corner freeze wide, Team Kim's going to have a double to sit too.
You're down to thirds rocks now in the 7th end. That brings Abby Ackland into the hack. 4 stones each to come.
This would be a really good outcome if it's made perfectly. Trying to hold the line.
So you just let it sit. This one is walking over. But it does fully cover the yellow stone and hides a little tiny corner behind the yellow as well. So not particularly promotable and usable for Eunjung Kim. Does expose the shot rock slightly in the back of the button.
Yeah, I think Team Kim has 2 options here. You can play the hack waiter and hit and roll off the shot stone, or you could play the hack to board waiter and hit and roll off the red that was just thrown in the top 12. You can sit second and third shot. You can also freeze, but
you're getting to the point in the end where you're thinking, blank doesn't feel very probable anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
If blank doesn't feel probable, do you kind of have to go all in for 2?
You do. You have to go all in for 2 or 3. I mean, 2's okay. You'd much rather score 3, obviously. But it's why they're discussing the tap on the shot stone. Really hard to play weight at that shot stone. That's why you always have to think what your problem stone is. And right now, I think it is the rock in the top free guard zone. If you could make the board waiter hit and roll and get that out of there and roll in to sit second and third shot, it would be a great outcome.
Hard to say for certain if that's the play, Sam, or if they're making a play at the shot rock. It'll depend entirely on the way that Kyung-hae is going to throw here. Pretty firm. They are making a play at the shot rock. They just get it by, my goodness. Paper thin on 2 stones. Nerves
what an incredible
of steel.
Shot.
Wow. And that does deserve the high five.
Yeah. It's interesting. She makes a great shot, but Team Campbell still has that draw to the back button or back forefoot to really shrink the scoring area.
Abby Ackland now with the chance to play the come around. Sweepers think the weight is all there. Not laying a brush to it yet. And this one now, as they walk behind the stone, that's never a good sign. That tells you it's going to be sliding past the tee. How far? And this one is going to go all the way to the back 12 foot. So now the dynamics change yet again as the entire 8 foot is open for Eunjung Kim, and she's got hammer here in 7.
Yeah, interesting spot for Team Kim now. It's hard to put your yellow stone in a good spot. Looks like they're playing the hit and roll on the one in the back 12 foot.
They will absolutely want to save the shooter this time, though, won't they? So they're going to widen the ice, and it's going to be quieter weight for Kyung-hae Kim. Need to save the shooter to keep a 3 alive. No, they're worried about the line. This one is moving early. quieter weight, of course, it's going to curl a lot more. They're by the red, but are they by the yellow? No, they clip it and they split. They do lie 1-2. So it's a consolation prize.
It's gonna end up kind of working out for a miss. There's no double. Even if Jolene Campbell makes this hit and roll, they're probably not going to be shot rock. If they want to be buried, it's going to be close. So for a miss, that's going to work out for them, for Team Kim.
I think, and again, we gave credit to Team Campbell for an audible and a line read, and I've had to give the same credit to Team Kim on that one. They recognized that they were not going to get by that Yellowstone, and so they shifted gears and let it curl a bit more for the split. About a 4-foot roll here for Jolene Campbell.
At the start of the end, you're saying you're okay with giving up 2, so you have to play the hit. You could ignore it and draw the button, but not on your 7 rock. You can't give up 3, so have to play the hit and roll here.
Two acceptable, 3 is not. Do need to save the shooter though. Gonna be thin and it's gonna spill across the top, so now it's a free one here for Eunjung Kim, and all of a sudden now 3 is a possibility. You can see the brush tap, and that's where she wants to go.
Yeah, big opportunity for Team Kim. You put this in the full top 8 foot, you're gonna have a good chance of taking 3. Right now, that run back from the red to the yellow and the side of the 4 foot is there. You can see enough of it. But if you put this rock in the full 8 foot buried, you're going to take away the run back as well.
Just making sure they know exactly where they want this one to come to rest. So Kyung, maybe they're brushing on front button. Well, maybe they're thinking more sitting alongside, as once again we get a reminder of what's at stake here. The Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Big shot for Eunjung Kim. Trying to set up a 3. Eunjung jumped it right out of hands. I think she thinks it's light.
Yeah, sweepers haven't even looked up yet, so big sweep to get this into the full 8 foot.
Maximum effort from both sweepers, taking it coast to coast and wrapping it around the red. Do they get it for second shot? I don't know. It's really close. I don't think they got it there. Splittable, but I don't think it's second shot. It was a terrific sweep, absolutely. Sonny just jumped it right out of hand and never looked up. And they did incredibly well to drag it as far as they did.
I don't think it changes Jolene's shot. Yeah, I don't think it changes Jolene's shot. I think Jolene Campbell just plays the double now. Even if they aren't, they have to hit that stone because, like you said, it is splittable. So hit what you can see, get rid of both yellows.
Stone needed another 4 feet of weight to hide. It is open. And a great chance here for Jolene Campbell to get herself out at the end with a double takeout.
She's been making these all day long. Chance to do it again.
Jolene Campbell lining it up. There's one, but she stuffs it. So it will be a free draw for 2. Eunjung Kim, well, not quite a free draw for 2. She needs to hit the 8. Jolene Campbell planted it, tried the double, but just stuffed it right on the face. And hopefully, Eunjung and Cho Hee have caught their breath after sweeping coast to coast on the last one, because this is crucial.
Yeah, the main objective of that shot was to at least eliminate 1 stone. It sucks that Jolene didn't make the double, but an acceptable result, only giving up 2.
She's definitely added weight for this one. Sweepers are saying it's got plenty. Needs a piece of the 8-foot. A little bit of backing, she's going to need it. Comes to rest in the back of the 8-foot, and it will be a 2 on the board. So back and forth we go in the women's final. Team Kim now back in front by a score of 5-4 as we head for the 8th. Jolene Campbell will have the hammer coming home.
I've been farming on my own right for 40 years now, I think. It's a very wholesome enterprise. You have very, very busy periods when you have to go hard. So many of our windows are so tight that you just can't afford to miss a couple days of seeding.
When a producer places their trust in us, that when it's time for them to be able to make their living, we're going to be there. That's a tremendous responsibility that is not a one-day-a-year thing, right? In order to actually deliver on that, you have to build your processes and you have to build your team and you have to have a mindset of operational excellence, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And it's our job to make sure that they don't go wrong. Or if they do go wrong, that we can fix it before it affects our customer.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
Welcome back, folks. 8th end, Nutrien Ag Solution Western Showdown Women's Final. Call your friends, call your neighbors. Let them know we have got an absolute barn burner going on here in Swift Current. This one is going to go all the way down to the wire. Eunjung Kim scoring 2 in the 7th. Jolene Campbell down 1 with hammer in the 8th. It is the classic situation for all the marbles here in Swift Current. Hans Fraunlaub along with Sam Steep. That's what's on the line, 16 grand. We're heading for a fantastic finish here, Sam, and anybody's guess who's going to walk away with the big check.
Yeah, the momentum has flip-flopped all game long. We've been treated to an incredible game. I hope everyone's enjoying themselves at home. Thank you to Nutrien Ag Solutions for making this event possible. There's been incredible curling all weekend long.
Battle of the unbeatens. Both teams coming into this game 6-0. Just like the classic Thunderdome, 2 come in, 1 come out. Only one team is going to walk off the ice unbeaten, and the champions in here in Swift Current. Who's it going to be? Who do you like, folks? Who's going to take it out?
Pretty good setup by both leads so far. Sarah's last red stone was a little heavy, but it knocks that yellow outside of being buried and really opens up that scoring area. For Team Campbell, they want to score 2 for the win, obviously, but they can't get boxed out. And Team Kim is the first team to blink.
Jo-hee Kim narrow on that attempt at the stone in the rings, clips the guard, moves it off the center line. So now usable front stones on either side of the rings. Jolene Campbell saying that looks a little bit better for us.
Big decision here for Team Campbell. They obviously want to have 2 red rocks in the rings by the end of this shot, but where do you put it so you don't leave an easy double?
She was looking at the split with the red. Sit maybe 2 and 3.
It's tempting to hit the yellow stone because the way the end looks, you're not going to give up a steal often. There's no center guards. You're about to hit the only yellow in the rings. It's going to look really good for you. Even if Team Kim decides to make the double after this is made, you'll have a draw around a corner guard.
Well, let's listen in as Abby makes her way up to have a chat. Everyone has a stake in the decision, so everybody's up to have a chat. You can't overthink this one. They seem to have settled on making a play on the yellow stone. Abby smiles as she cleans the path all the way back to the hack. And this was the call that you liked originally, Sam.
Yeah, I think it's the absolute right call. If you play a split on your red, you could easily just group up your red stones and Team Kim makes a double, and all of a sudden your chance for 2 is out the window. You make this hit and roll over, you're sitting in a really good spot.
Rachel Erickson looking to remove the Team Kim counter and reposition her stone with a bit of a roll. This one now curling across, no, so it's a bit of an audible. They're going to try and take the roll the other way. Hides about half of it behind the corner guard, but unfortunately, Team Campbell, fairly makeable double takeout if Eunjung Kim decides she wants to play it.
Yeah, it is pretty makeable. It's not the easiest. You're going to roll your shooter to the other side of the 8-foot, and Team Campbell will just say, nice shot, but I'm going to draw around this corner guard now. So it is still advantage Team Campbell, even if this is made.
Jo-hee Kim trying to remove a couple of red stones here. Sweeping for curl, that has to curl to make it. Oh boy, they nearly misread that one. They just pushed that second stone out of the rings. And just as you said, Sam, they said, yep, nice shot. We're going around the corner. Jo-hee accepts the high five for the double takeout, but Jolene Campbell saying, I've got stones in the wings and I'm going to hide one.
Yeah, incredible shot. Don't want to take that away from Team Kim, but yeah, if this is made, Team Kim's going to have to make a couple of runbacks to get out of this end.
Team Kim leads by 1. Team Campbell has the hammer. Gotta get by this corner. Crashes. Still sits usable front ring, but Not what they were looking for by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, obviously you don't want to miss your last shot of the game, but it does work out a little bit. You roll into the rings, you still have corner guards, and Team Kim's forced to hit this.
Are they just going to peel this off, or are they thinking about leaving it on the nose or rolling it somewhere useful? What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, you want to be able to make the hit and roll on top of your shot stone. If you can roll over and guard shot rock, then could be a momentum change in this end.
There's the hit. Rolls across a bit too far, but just tucks underneath that corner guard on the left-hand side for line 2. But once again, Jolene Campbell ignoring, saying we got to get something under cover here.
Abby's turn to make the run back, or to make the draw around the corner guard. With Rachel's rock moving the corner guard a little bit over more, it does make the run back for Team Kim harder, bringing that red in the corner of your screen into play. So if this draw is made, you don't need to be shot rock. If this is made well, then Team Kim will have no choice but to make a freeze. Abby Acklin.
Jolene Campbell saying plenty of room, so don't have to worry about wrecking the guard here. He needs to curl. And wants some cover. Sweeper's not laying a brush to it yet, well by the guard. Now it's going to make a late move. Take it deep to try and get some kind of protection from the guard. Hiding just a corner.
Sweeper's scared to sweep that just because it was heavy.
2/3 open for Kyung-Hae Kim. Saw her play a quiet weight hit in the previous end that was a little bit light and over curled. So she'll be looking to make a little bit of a weight adjustment on this shot. Eunjung taking no chance with that corner guard, just trying to keep it moving. Clear the corner guard and roll away from it. That's a good read.
Didn't want to nose it, and they don't, obviously. I still think Team Campbell needs to draw around the corner guards. They won't be first or second, but you need to think 2 points here, or at least have a shot for 2 points.
So once more into the well for Abby Acklin. Trying to sink one around the corner guards. Would only be third shot, maybe second shot at best. But they need a little bit of cover, they feel, to try and generate the 2 that they need to win this game and take the championship.
This needs to curl a lot.
Going to drag it as far as they possibly can, but that is at least 3/4 of rock width past the guard. Sitting nearly wide open for Team Kim. Weight was good, just the line a little bit off.
Going to be tough to score 2 now for Team Campbell.
So where's a good leave here for Eunjung as she's thinking about this hit? And that is what's at stake. 16 big ones.
Yeah, a good leave is hitting and rolling right where the broom is. You don't want to roll too far, just because if you create a pocket, not the greatest. It is skip stones, but if you can hit and roll right to where the broom is, no easy hit for Team Campbell, and you do cut the draw path off. So important shot.
Eunjung taking charge on the sweep. They get the hit, they get that inside roll, maybe a little further than they would have liked, but still pretty darn good.
Yeah, just rolled a little bit too far because now Team Campbell can play the back line, hit and roll under those rocks in the top 8 foot. And they should be shot rock. Tough to just draw there. Is makeable though.
So treating those stones in the front 8 foot effectively as guards. And they're just checking to see if we come all the way to the back stone. Are we actually shot?
If you want to score 2, it is the only call. Looks like there is enough room to just draw at the back 4 foot. They kind of want to be corner frozen on that back yellow. Still be shot rock. If they're corner frozen on that back yellow, it'd be a tough run back for Team Kim.
Jolene Campbell has had such a fantastic weekend, and now she's being called upon to reach deep and produce skips 2 that would be an unbelievable climax to what has been a tremendous weekend for this team. Tough shot here, though.
Yes, this would be the best skips deuce of the weekend by far. If the last 2 shots are made with a Kim miss.
Silence descends in swift current, because this is a huge moment in this women's final. We are so glad you're with us. It has been a fantastic game, and Jolene Campbell now trying to get to the back stone to set up a potential game-winning 2.
Looks like they're going hard for line.
Urging Rachel Erickson to hold the line, but this one is definitely over curling. He's going to tap the front stone, promote it into the 4 foot, half behind cover.
Oh, the weight was perfect. It's just a little bit of a guess on where to put the line.
Now, where do you leave it to potentially make it difficult or impossible for Jolene Campbell to score and steal the win?
If you can hit and roll to where the broom is, just bite the center line. You take away the hit, and you make her draw the edge of button for the tie.
Well, you want drama, you got drama. We are down to the final stones. The women's final at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Chance for Eunjung Kim to turn the screws on Jolene Campbell if she can remove the red. Roll maybe 1 rock width nearer to the center line. Will leave a very difficult final shot for Jolene Campbell to force an extra end. Removes it, rolls, covers the shot rock, and so it will be a draw to the pin for Jolene Campbell to stay alive in this women's final.
Mission accomplished from Team Kim. This end did not look good for them early on, but they made every single shot after second stones and forced Jolene Campbell to draw button for the tie.
First one over curled, but the stones have been repositioned. So she can take that out of her memory bank and just focus entirely on T-line weight. And this to send the game to an extra end. The shot is not made. Team Kim will be the champions. You like the line. Got to get by the corner guard. They just do. Is it going to stop in time? No, it's going to slide through the forefoot, and Team Eunjung Kim steal the 8th end, and they are your champions in Swift Current. Wow, what a final.
What a great game.
Jolene Campbell, but yeah, what a great game, Sam, absolutely. Eunjung Kim, Kyung-ae Kim, Cho-hee Kim, Seon-young Kim, Team Kim are the champions at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown, and the $16,000 prize that comes with it. Delight for this team from Korea. Commiserations to Team Campbell. They've had a fantastic weekend, but here are your champions. Team Eunjung Kim, victorious in Swift Current. Sam, final thoughts.
We were treated to an incredible game that went back and forth. Congratulations to Team Kim on going undefeated and winning the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown.
So thanks for joining us. Stay with us after the break. We'll come back for the presentation of the check to the winning team, Team Kim.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster. Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Swift Current is great because everybody that we do business with, we know on some sort of personal level.
What I love about Swift Current is the vibrant arts and culture community.
I really like Swift Current. We are not a big city, but the size of the city is really good, and we have everything.
Swift Current is a great sports town, great teams and great fans.
People say, good morning, hi, how are you, even though we don't know each other.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
And welcome back. The smiles of champions, Team Eunjung Kim, holding an enormous check, both in size and in dollar amount, $16,000. Nutrien Ag Solutions, our thanks to Nutrien Ag Solutions for their sponsorship of this terrific event.
Yeah, congratulations, Team Kim, going undefeated in a very hard field. And going to move their rankings going into the Grand Slam quite a bit. And that should be a confidence booster going into the late half of the season.
Fantastic performance from a fantastic team, capping a perfect weekend, 7-0. Team Kim are the women's champions in Swift Current. Congratulations to them. Our congratulations also to the runners-up, Team Jolene Campbell, who played a fantastic final. But it is Team Kim the champions, and inviting the coach to join the photo. Big smile. If you're a coach, that is a good day and a good weekend and a terrific performance. They are the champions in Swift Current. Championship Sunday. What's been a terrific weekend. Team Kim, champions of the women's event.
Yeah, congratulations, and a huge shout out to Nutrien Ag Solutions, a huge shout out to all the ice makers, all the competitors that came to Swift Current, and everybody watching and watching the curling stadium and watching the YouTube streams. It's been an incredible weekend.
Weekend to remember for Team Kim. And they've had so much success. And they add to that success here in Swift Current.
Also a shout out to Team Schwaller for winning the men's side. They were a C event qualifier. They had to play a lot of events or a lot of games to make this final. Like, what a grind for them. And a great win for them as well.
Absolutely. Both Team Schwaller and Team Brunner fighting their way through the C event, getting to the final. As we're in star formation for the crew from Gangneung. Happy smiles, understandably so. Congratulations to Team Kim. Congratulations to Team Schwaller. Women's champions and men's champions here in Swift Current. So that will do it for us. Thank you ever so much for joining us from all around the world for what has been a fantastic weekend of curling. For Sam Steep, I'm Hans Fraunlaub. Congratulations to Team Kim, women's champions, and so long for all of us from Swift Current.
We feed the world with Nutrien, and a large portion of what our job is to get fertilizer out with the carriers so they can get directed to the farms or to the different retail locations. We know that if we don't have the answer to something, we're not afraid to reach out because we have support from everyone. We've got a really good team behind us.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.